Have you ever felt like something powerful is meant for you, but it just hasn't arrived yet? Like deep down you know you're built for more, but life keeps telling you to wait? You're not lazy, you're not lost, you're not broken. You've just been waiting for a sign, for a shift, for that one moment when it all finally clicks. This is that moment. Because if you're listening to this right now, it's not by accident. This is your wake-up call. God is saying, buckle up. Because everything you've been praying for, everything you've stayed strong for, it's all about to begin. But here's the truth. Most people miss their moment because they're still looking for comfort instead of calling, still looking for easy instead of purpose, still living small because they're afraid of how big they're actually meant to be. Don't make that mistake, because what's coming next is not just about motivation, it's about transformation. And if you stay with this video till the end, you'll discover the truth most people never hear. You don't need permission to rise. You only need a decision. You've waited long enough. You've cried long enough. You've questioned your worth, doubted your path, and tried to convince yourself that maybe your dreams were too big. But not anymore. Because when God says buckle up, He's not asking if you're ready. He's telling you to get ready, because the road you're about to take won't be like the one behind you. Everything changes from this point forward. But here's the catch. Change doesn't ask for your comfort, it asks for your commitment. This is not the season to shrink. This is not the time to play small, to overthink, or to wait for a sign that looks perfect. The sign is already here, and it came wrapped in resistance. Growth never shows up looking like a blessing. It usually shows up disguised as pressure, discomfort, or disruption. And that's why most people miss it. They think the challenge is here to break them, but in reality, it's here to build them. You're stepping into a new journey now, and it won't be familiar. It won't feel safe, but it will transform you. You'll face voices, both outside and inside, telling you to slow down, to give up, to stay where it's easy. But you didn't come this far just to stay the same. The path ahead won't always be visible, but you'll know it's right because it demands more from you. It stretches you. It humbles you. It strengthens you. So buckle up. This ride won't be smooth, but it will be worth it, because what's on the other side of fear is freedom. And what's on the other side of pain is purpose. Everything you've been waiting for isn't somewhere out there. It's ahead of you now, and all you have to do is keep moving forward. It might feel like life put you on hold, like every door stayed closed just as you reached out. But this delay wasn't denial, it was preparation. In the quiet months, unseen forces were at work. Your mind was shedding old beliefs. Your spirit was training for victory. Every setback was a lesson in disguise. Psychology tells us that growth hides in the waiting room. The brain avoids pain by keeping us in familiar patterns. It would rather replay old mistakes than face new challenges. That's why real progress feels uncomfortable. Your mind sees change as a threat. It whispers, stay here, it's safer. But true growth demands that you move anyway. Those moments of doubt, they were not meant to break you. They were meant to make you stronger. Every almost failure was building resilience. Every closed door was steering you toward a better path. Every delay was simply God's way of lining everything up. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. The seed spends time underground before it reaches for the sun. In darkness and pressure, it grows roots deep enough to survive any storm. So when you feel stuck, remember this: you've been in the lab of life, testing, refining, or strengthening. And now it's time to step out. The pause wasn't punishment. It was a preparation station, a sacred space where you shed doubt, where you learned to trust your power, where you discovered you could handle more than you ever imagined. Now you have a choice. You can stay comfortable in a place that limits you, or you can rise into a new season that stretches you. Comfort or conquest, which will you choose? Your moment isn't lost. It's been brewing. Every delay was an ingredient, and now the recipe is complete. Get ready to taste your breakthrough, because the ingredients of your success have just fallen into place. The only question left is, will you claim it? Feel that shift in the air? That's not coincidence. It's life aligning with your faith. Every piece you thought was missing is finding its place. Every resource you prayed for is moving closer. and every opportunity you feared was gone is quietly circling back. Sometimes blessings don't arrive with fireworks. They come softly in whispers, in subtle openings. A call you weren't expecting, a door that creaks before it swings wide, a conversation that lights a path you didn't know existed. This is your alignment season. What seemed random was really a design. What felt like chaos was a blueprint unfolding. Every delay, every detour, every dead end, they were all part of the plan. According to neuroscience, your brain creates patterns from repetition. When new positive patterns start repeating, like small wins and tiny breakthroughs, your mind rewires itself to expect success. That's why, right now, even tiny signs of progress feel revolutionary. They are. They prove you've outgrown the old you. Notice the people, the ideas, the resources showing up. Notice how problems start to solve themselves. Notice doors you once knocked on now opening with a simple push. That's not luck. That's response to your readiness. You're standing at the center of a circle that's been closing in on your dreams. It's not magic, it's momentum. And momentum builds when preparation meets opportunity. Trust this process. Trust the timing. Trust the invisible hand that's been guiding every step. Even when you felt alone, you were never abandoned. Even when you thought you missed your chance was simply waiting to be claimed. So lean into these moments. Lean into the quiet victories. Lean into the gentle affirmations. They are the first ripples of a wave that will carry you forward. Everything you've been waiting for isn't distant. It's lining up right now, ready for you to step into your purpose. Open your arms and accept what's coming. Your time is here. Ever notice how a whisper can cut through a room louder than a shout? That soft nudge in your heart, that moment of clarity, that's God's whisper. And right now, it's speaking your name. It's not fear telling you to stop. It's your soul telling you to go. Because every second you hesitate, opportunity drifts away. Every second you doubt, your destiny waits. That whisper is the voice of your purpose. It carries the wisdom of every lesson you've learned. It holds the promise of every dream you've dared to dream. It knows the power that's been sleeping inside you, waiting for this very moment to wake. Psychology shows that small internal cues, like a pulse racing or a gut feeling, can override fear. They guide you toward choices aligned with your true self. When you hear that whisper, that is your sign. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Trust it, lean into it, make your move. Because inaction breeds regret, action breeds growth, and growth leads to greatness. There will be voices, inside and out, urging you to wait for more proof, more certainty, more comfort. But deep down, you know they're distractions. They're echoes of your past. They're not aligned with your calling. This whisper is different. It's persistent, yet gentle. Urgent, yet peaceful. Clear, yet mysterious. It's God's way of saying the preparation is over. The doors are open. The moment is here. So when you feel that inner voice rising, when you feel the pull in your chest, when you feel the courage stirring, answer it. Move toward it. Step into the season that's waiting for you, because whispers become roars when ignored. And when you finally obey this whisper, you'll unleash a force inside you that can't be silenced. Your time is now. Answer the call, and watch everything shift. Pain isn't punishment, it's a message. Every ache, every tear, every heartache has been speaking to you. Not to break you, but to wake you. Not to shatter your spirit, but to sharpen it. You've felt the sting of rejection. You've carried the weight of disappointment. You've tasted the bitterness of defeat. And in each moment, your soul was learning lessons no comfort could teach. Psychologists say that emotional pain rewires the brain for growth. When you face hardship head-on, your mind forges new pathways. You become more resilient, more creative, more determined. Pain becomes a teacher if you let it. Imagine if every setback was truly a setup, every closed door a nudge toward a better way, every broken promise a push toward your true promise. The wounds you carry are not scars of shame, they are medals of honor, proof that you've faced storms and survived, proof that you are stronger than any circumstance. But the real power comes when you decide to read the message, to turn your pain into fuel, to let it ignite a fire inside you that refuses to be put out. Stop seeing your pain as the end of the story. See it as the prelude to your triumph. The mountain you climb becomes the view you can now share. The battle you fought becomes the strength you pass on to others. Your pain prepared you for leadership. It gave you empathy. It gave you courage. It gave you a voice that resonates with anyone who's ever felt broken. So honor your pain. Listen to its message. And then use it. Wear it as armor. Turn it into purpose. Because the greatest leaders aren't those who never fell. They are those who got up time and time again, bearing the marks of their journey, and refused to quit. Your mind is a powerful magnet. Whatever you focus on, you draw toward you. Napoleon Hill taught us that our thoughts are seeds, and those seeds grow into realities. If you plant doubt, fear, and worry, you harvest limitations. But if you plant belief, vision, and faith, you harvest miracles. Every great achievement in history began as a thought. An idea kindled in someone's mind. A dream whispered in the dark. A vision imagined long before it became real. Psychology confirms it. Neural pathways strengthen with repetition. Every time you think a thought, good or bad, you make it stronger. That's why a single negative belief can hold you back for years, and why one empowering thought can launch you into a completely new life. So pay attention to the company you keep in your head. Are you conversing with fear, doubt, and what if? Or are you engaging with courage, faith, and why not? Your inner dialogue shapes your outer world. Choose your thoughts like you choose your battles. Stand guard at the gate of your mind. Let in only those thoughts that serve your purpose. Dismiss the rest with the same ease you'd swat away a fly. Imagine each thought as a brick. You're either building a prison or building a palace. Which will you construct? Which walls will you reinforce? And which ceilings will you shatter? When you think of success, believe it's already on its way. When you picture freedom, feel it in your heartbeat. When you declare your worth, let your words echo with power. Your mind will respond by seeking evidence, and it will find it. This is the secret of self-fulfilling prophecy. What you expect, you become. What you believe, you achieve. What you imagine, you create. So today, deliberately choose thoughts that ignite your purpose. Focus on victory, not limitations. Nurture ideas that pull you forward. And watch as the universe rearranges itself to match your mindset. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. And that is the greatest success of all. Ever feel like success is just beyond your reach, as if you're running on a treadmill that never speeds up enough? That's the illusion talking. The truth is, you're often closer than you realize. Most people quit right before their breakthrough, just when the tide begins to turn. Think about it. A tiny shift in effort, a moment of persistence, and everything can change. In scientific studies, subjects who paused for a second longer on difficult tasks improved drastically. That extra heartbeat of effort rewires your brain to expect victory. It shocks your system out of complacency and into action. You've invested sweat, tears, and time. You've grown through every challenge. You've shown up on days when you felt empty. Those moments added inches to your journey. And now, the finish line is in sight. Feel the pull in your chest? That's your breakthrough calling. It might whisper through a new idea, a sudden opportunity, or a spark of confidence. Don't ignore it. Don't mistake it for fear of change. It's the universe leaning in, saying, "This is your chance." Remember the last time you almost gave up? Then, something unexpected happened. A helpful word, a random connection, a new insight, and you moved forward again. That pattern repeats. Success often arrives as a surprise, slipping in through cracks we didn't even know were there. Keep pushing. One more step. One more call. One more minute of focused work. Persistence is the secret handshake of achievement. It separates those who dream from those who conquer. You're on the edge of something great. You've done the work. You've paid the price. Now trust that the seed you planted is ready to burst through the soil. The breakthrough you've been waiting for might be the next phone call you make or the next idea you test. So rise up. Lean into the moment you've earned. Your victory lap is just around the corner, closer than you think. Words are not just sounds. They are the architects of your destiny. What you say to yourself and to the world builds your reality brick by brick. Leaders understand this power. They speak with intention, knowing that every declaration sets a course. Imagine your words as seeds. When sown with faith, they sprout confidence, attract opportunity, and grow into lasting success. When spoken in fear, they manifest doubt, repel progress, and shrink your world. The choice of each word matters. Your inner dialogue is the blueprint for your actions. If you tell yourself, "I can't," you'll stumble at the first hurdle. If you say, "I will," you lean into solutions instead of excuses. That shift in language rewires your brain, encouraging creativity and resilience. Great leaders don't wait for inspiration. They create it with their words. They don't say, "I hope this works." They say, "This will work." They don't ask, "What if I fail?" They declare, "I will learn." They don't whisper dreams. They proclaim purpose. Psychology shows that affirmations, simple present-tense statements, can reprogram limiting beliefs. Repeating "I am capable," "I deserve success," or "I lead with confidence" embeds new neural pathways. Over time, these pathways reinforce a mindset geared for victory. But language must be more than positive. It must be honest. Leaders speak truth to themselves. They acknowledge challenges, yet reframe them as stepping stones. Rather than "this is too hard," they say, "This is a chance to grow." Instead of "I'm not ready," they affirm, "I'm learning every day." Every conversation, every email, every social media post is a stage for leadership. Use words that inspire action, not pity. Use language that invites collaboration, not isolation. Use phrases that uplift, not diminish. From this moment on, guard your speech. Catch negativity as it arises. Replace it with words that empower. Rewrite your story with a voice that leads. Your own voice, strong and clear. Speak like the leader you are. Because when your words shape reality, reality shapes your future. You've been craving someone's nod, permission to dream, approval to act, validation to believe in yourself. But approval is a trap. It hands your power to someone else and keeps you chained to their timeline. When you wait for applause, you're giving your life away, one maybe at a time. True leaders don't ask for permission. They give themselves permission. They don't wait for a green light. They build their own. Every second spent wondering if you're good enough is a second wasted. Every pause for outside validation is momentum lost. Think of the world's greatest achievers. They didn't consult a committee before inventing the light bulb, writing a masterpiece, or launching a movement. They trusted their vision more than consensus. They embraced the risk of standing alone because they knew that greatness often travels without a crowd. Psychology shows that external approval only provides a temporary high. It's like sugar, sweet for a moment, then gone. Lasting fulfillment comes from internal approval, the quiet confidence that you're acting on purpose, that you're aligned with your highest self. So start today. Give yourself permission to speak, to create, to lead, even if no one else does. Write that message. Share that idea. Take that step. You don't need a stage. You don't need a spotlight. You only need courage. Courage to trust your inner authority. When you act without applause, you tap into a deeper energy. You stop living to please others and start living to please your potential. You stop calculating risks through the lens of others' opinions and start calculating through the lens of your purpose. Approval seeking keeps you small. Self-approval sets you free. It equips you to make bold decisions, to face criticism with calm, to persevere when the world doubts you. It draws respect not because you demand it, but because you command it unconsciously, through authenticity and conviction. Don't wait for the world to applaud your first step. Applaud yourself. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small. Honor your progress. Recognize your growth. Because the moment you give yourself permission to lead is the moment your real journey begins. Every transformation begins with a single choice, a split-second moment when you decide that the way things have been is no longer good enough. That choice is more powerful than any resource, any strategy, any circumstance. Because once you decide, the universe conspires to make it happen. Decision crushes doubt. Decision breaks the cycle of hesitation. Decision turns dreams into actions. In psychology, this is called the intention-behavior gap. Many of us have lofty intentions but stop short of action. A clear decision bridges that gap. It flips a switch in your brain that activates the drive to follow through. Think of a time you made a firm decision, big or small, and you felt a surge of confidence. Suddenly, the obstacles seemed smaller, your energy sharpened, your focus locked in. That was decision at work. It commanded your mind to align every thought, every emotion, every fiber of your being behind a singular purpose. Today, you have that power. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect. Right now, in this second, choose to rise, choose to fight, choose to believe that you're worthy of the life you envision. When you decide, you set a chain reaction in motion. There'll be voices telling you to wait, to gather more information, to play it safe. But endless preparation is just another form of procrastination. Truly decisive people welcome uncertainty. They know that action breeds clarity. They leap boldly, trusting that their next step will reveal the next. Decision is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start with small choices. Commit to one healthy habit. Speak a bold affirmation. Reach out to a mentor. Each time you decide and follow through, you build momentum for the bigger leaps ahead. Remember, indecision is a silent killer of dreams. It whispers, maybe later, until later never comes. But decision shouts now. It wakes up your potential and forces the world to respond. So right here, right now, make one powerful choice. I will no longer wait for life to happen to me. I will decide for my breakthrough. I will act with courage. And I will never look back, because the power to change everything is locked in this one moment. All you need to do is turn the key. Fear speaks in thunderous warnings, but it's telling the wrong story. It says you'll fail, they'll judge you, it's too late. These lies echo from every corner of your mind, holding you back from the life you deserve. Here's the truth. Fear is a reaction, not a roadmap. It's your brain's built-in alarm system, designed to protect you from danger. But it doesn't know the difference between real threat and dreamed-up possibility. It screams stop when it should whisper careful, and it paralyzes when it should propel. Every time you face fear and move forward anyway, you weaken its power. Neuroscientists call this exposure therapy. Just as repeated dives into cold water build tolerance, repeated steps through fear build courage. Your brain rewires itself to see that the worst didn't happen. You survived. You grew. You conquered. Consider the moments you regret, the chances you didn't take, the words you didn't speak, the steps you didn't make. Those regrets come not from trying and failing, but from never trying at all. Failing bruises the ego briefly, but not failing wounds the soul forever. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in spite of fear. It's the roar that drowns out doubt. It's the single step on an uncertain path. Every bold move you make broadcasts a message to your brain, I'm stronger than I thought. So when fear whispers its lies, respond with truth. I won't let you stop me. Repeat it until you believe it. Replace what if I fail with what if I succeed. Replace I'm not ready with I'm learning as I go. Shift your inner dialogue from limitation to liberation. Remember, growth and fear share the same door. If you want a life worth living, you must walk through rooms filled with shadows. The light waits on the other side. Fear will always be there, but it doesn't have to lead. You do. Step forward. Speak. We defeat it. Act despite the doubt. And watch as the liar loses its voice while your true self emerges, bold, unshakable, unstoppable. Imagine your future self looking back at you right now. In that moment, you realize that every choice you make today shapes the strength you'll need tomorrow. Your future isn't a distant dream. It's a reflection of how strong you decide to be in this very second. Strength isn't only physical. It's the grit to get up when life knocks you down. It's the resilience to face rejection and keep reaching. It's the resolve to guard your mind against negativity and fuel it with purpose. And it's the courage to stand alone when no one else does. Psychologists call this psychological resilience, the ability to bounce forward, not just bounce back. It's a muscle you build by leaning into challenges instead of avoiding them. Each time you choose growth over comfort, you're strengthening that muscle. Your future will test you. It will throw curveballs designed to shake your foundation. But those tests only matter if you allow them to define you. Every setback can either break your spirit or build your character. The choice is yours. Today, commit to being stronger than your excuses. Promise yourself that when doubts rise, you'll choose determination. When fatigue sets in, you'll tap into your inner fire. When fear knocks, you'll open the door and invite courage in. Remember, strength is forged in the furnace of adversity. The gold is refined by heat and pressure, and you, standing here in your moment of decision, are in the process of becoming pure potential, unbreakable, unstoppable, ready. Your future needs you to show up with unwavering strength. It needs you to be the leader of your own story. It needs you to trust that every struggle today is an investment in your tomorrow. So stand tall in your challenges, rise up in your struggles, and let every obstacle become a stepping stone. Because the stronger you become right now, the more you'll be able to achieve later. Your future is calling. It needs you strong. Will you answer? Pain may slow you down, but it doesn't have to stop you. The path to greatness is lined with obstacles, setbacks, and moments when every step feels like a battle. Yet progress isn't measured by the absence of pain. It's measured by the courage to keep moving in spite of it. When your muscles burn during a workout, you don't quit. You push through the burn to build strength. Life's challenges work the same way. Every hardship you endure adds a layer of resilience. Every tear you shed waters the soil of your spirit, helping you grow. Psychology teaches that persistence reshapes the brain's reward system. Each time you choose action over surrender, you reinforce neural pathways tied to determination. Over time, those pathways become the default, making it easier to keep going the next time you face difficulty. Remember why you started. Recall the dream that ignited your soul. Let that vision pull you forward when your heart says stop. When exhaustion whispers that it's too late, reply with a promise. Just one more step. When doubt tells you to give up, respond with faith. I've come too far to quit now. Small, consistent steps create unstoppable momentum. You don't need giant leaps every day, just forward motion, a single phone call, a quiet morning prayer, a short burst of effort before dawn. These tiny acts accumulate into a force that can shatter barriers. No matter how much it hurts, do not let pain become your excuse. Let it become your signal. Pain signals growth. Pain signals change. Pain signals that you are alive and moving toward your destiny. Lean on gratitude in tough times. Focus on what you have gained rather than what you have lost. Celebrate every small victory, a completed task, an encouraging thought, a moment of clarity. These victories are your fuel. Keep moving, even when every fiber of your being screams to stop. Because on the other side of pain lies power. On the other side of struggle lies strength. On the other side of darkness lies light. Your journey isn't defined by where you fall. It's defined by how you rise. So rise again and again. Keep moving, even when it hurts. Your breakthrough is waiting on the other side. Deep inside, you know you weren't meant to follow the crowd. You weren't meant to blend in or settle for the status quo. You were born to lead, to blaze trails, to lift others, to ignite change wherever you go. Leadership isn't about titles or fame. It's about influence. It's about living with integrity, speaking with conviction, and acting with purpose. Every decision you make, every word you speak, every action you take shapes the world around you. Psychology tells us that leaders share a powerful mindset. They believe in their worth and they see potential in others. They focus on solutions, not problems. They celebrate progress instead of perfection. And they inspire through example, not demand. You carry a unique voice, a story that only you can tell. Your experiences, every triumph and trial, have equipped you with lessons others need. Your authenticity will draw people in. Your courage will lift them up. Your vision will guide them forward. But influence begins with ownership. Own your gifts. Own your mistakes. Own your journey. When you stand fully in who you are, you give others permission to stand in who they are too. That ripple effect creates movements, not just moments. Remember, true leaders don't wait for followers. They create them. They do the work when no one is watching. They keep their promises, even small ones. They walk through fear with head held high. They persevere when giving up seems safest. Your season of preparation has ended. Your season of testing has forged you. Now your season of leadership has arrived. The world needs your strength, your wisdom, your heart. So step forward, speak boldly, act decisively, shine your light without apology. Lift others as you climb. Build bridges, not walls. Dream bigger than you ever have before and bring others along on the journey. Because you were born to lead, not tomorrow, not someday, now. The world is waiting for your voice, your vision, your leadership. Rise up, leader. Your time is here.